Hi friends, host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People. I want to make a very quick video about a scene I just saw on the show that Rachel and I were watching, and I thought the following things about it and wanted to mention it in a video. So, in the scene, there's this girl whose mom is probably dead. It's not exactly clear, but she'll probably actually turn out alive, you know. But regardless, it's assumed that she's dead. And the lady says, like you, when she introduces the girl to this other kid, like you, this other kid here has lost his mom. And the kid says, I didn't lose my mom. She was attacked by a monster. So, when she said that, after about 30 seconds, I paused it because I had lost myself in the following train of thought, which is that's either an FI or a TI reaction to it. To say that, to correct the status on it, either because you're literally misinterpreting her as, or more likely want to clarify that let's not brush over the reality here with soft words or something, you know. Either way, FI or TI is going to want to correct that miscategorization, even if they're aware that they're not really correcting a miscategorization. So it's like somebody might well correct that because they want to make the point that we should be focused on the fact that a monster attacked my mom rather than the fact that she's dead. Regardless, or you might, if you're a little kid, be genuinely, especially if you're a TI kid, you might genuinely think, this woman's a whack job. She's suggesting that I somehow lost my mom, when in fact, my mom was thrown out of the window by a monster. Kitty, why do you always pick the worst time to come in? God. And so the difference in the response to this is always going to be an epistemological difference if we're talking about comparing something against FITI. We can't compare it really against FETE except as follows. That an FE response would also be an NISI response. And in that case, in that pairing, the no function would know that it means condolences, either from experience or from intuition. In the TE case, NIRSI would know that there's no reason for the lady to apologize. So basically, TE would probably, a knowledge person whose interface function was 1 or 2 and it was TE, would likely think to themselves or note that, I don't understand why that lady's apologizing, it's not her fault. Although, you know, unless they were FE polar, in a relatively early point in life, they'd get that it was shorthand for condolences, you know. Regardless, I thought it worth mentioning foremost that you can't really compare what a response looks like without comparing at least between epistemology functions and epistemology functions. So deliberation versus knowledge makes sense as a comparison in terms of a given response to something like this. If we were to try to say, well, what would an action function look like as a response to this? Well, the thing is, in that case, you're talking about the same reality, that you've got to, because it's a communicative act anyway, it's necessarily going to express as putting words out on the external field. And so it's like the things that there are to compare here don't really link so much to the action functions. The fact that the kid immediately responds with an objection, I didn't lose my mom, she was attacked by a monster, rather than say a question, well, why do you think I lost my mom? She was attacked by a monster, would be more indicative of an action type first rather than second. But the action types obviously go with the deliberation types. So it would be the same concept. It might be just phrased differently if you were to see it expressed as either TI first or SE first or NE first. Because the action taken is not physical action, it's not the kid punching the lady. There's not really anything to compare there with the SE and the NE in that regard, you know. And so too, as you see here with the TE and the FE, they to compare them, we have to really compare the thing that each of them knows about, right, in the system. So you have to include the knowledge part to meaningfully inform us about the interface part. Although it is more meaningfully informative about the interface part probably than action is about the deliberation part. So that's it. Thanks for watching.